What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video by Bay Area Sports Podcast. Today we'll be doing the 49ers versus the Rams preview. And let's get started. So first, it's about the special teams. Ray McLeod, he hasn't been doing the best for punt and kick returns. He's been averaging 10 yards per kick return and punt return.
Oh, has he?
I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not sure. But that's what it feels like. He's not averaging that much.
Okay, yeah. Well, we should get the real numbers. But offhand, just watching the game, he doesn't seem to be getting a great return. Usually, he'll be lucky to get some. Every time he catches the ball, I have to hold my breath, just so he
Doesn't fumble.
So he holds on to it. And usually he doesn't even get back to the 25 if he takes it from the end zone. So something's got to give. Either he downs it or our blocking. Our special teams hasn't been that great, so maybe our return coverage, we're not blocking well enough to give him the holes, possibly. So I think.
And also, he should go in the middle, not the side, because he's not fast enough.
Yeah. I guess. Well, you never know. If he goes in the middle, I feel like, he's gonna fumble the ball. He's gonna.
I mean, I feel like he thinks that going to the side and not running people is better than going into the middle for a guaranteed open space. He might choose going to the side because he thinks he's fast enough, but he's not fast enough.
Yeah, he's not as fast as maybe he thinks he is. But yeah, right now.
I told you, punt return, 10.9 average.
10.9 yard average. His kick return's a bit better at 17.6.
You expect that?
Yeah, exactly. You expect a little bit more for the kick return, for sure. I don't know what the average is for the NFL. I don't know where he's at. Maybe average to below. But we did sign him for a reason. He was supposed to upgrade it.
Yeah, but I think he's going downgrade. He's not helping the most. But let's start with an injury reports. Dre Greenlaw is out with a calf injury. He's our best tackler this season.
Yeah, it's a loss. It's a big loss for us. And DFF. I heard he didn't have a great game statistically, so hopefully he can up his game because if we're missing Greenlaw and we already have Aziz out, we're deep into our bench for our linebackers.
Yes, we're relying on Owen Burks and DFF. That's not good. And we have Fred Warner. That's good, but not as good as 2020. Obviously. Not playing the best this season. And next, Kyle Juszczyk is out with a broken finger. We need him for blocking, and he usually gets one catch per game. So that's one less threat for the Rams. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because we have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I know. I wonder who's going to be the fullback. So that's.
It's going to be Ross Dwelly.
Do we know that? They haven't announced it. It was last time.
It should be.
In 2019, he did fill in for him. And I thought he did pretty well. That's why I'm a little fan of Dwelly. But we have new players now, and maybe TDP or Charlie Warner might get some play at fullback. Some new players since 2019. So we'll see who plays the fullback, and hopefully they can be just as good, effective. He can't be as good as the best fullback in the NFL, but maybe they can block pretty well and make a couple of receptions too.
And another very, very important player on the offense, one of the most important players, Deebo Samuel. He's not going to play against the Rams. It's the best team. Whenever he goes against the Rams, he goes crazy.
Yeah, that's too bad. It's surprising he was able to play through the hamstring injury last last weekend, but not good enough even after almost a full week of rest.
Yeah, it doesn't make
To be able
sense.
to, and things got worse. Maybe you get injured and you keep playing through the injury, but actually you make it worse by playing through it. Uh, that it happens. These players want to play and they want to help the Niners win, but sometimes it's to the detriment of their own health. And so hopefully this week off, plus we have the bye week next week, and that should be enough for him to return back for the Chargers game. I hope. Yeah, Debo is.
Yes.
He was the heart. He hasn't had a great season this year, right? I mean, not electric like he was last year, for whatever reasons. So hopefully the rest of the team, Ayuk, will be wide receiver number one, right? He's going to finally get his chance to say, hey, I'm the number one guy. I'm going to carry you guys. I want to make the plays. I want to make the catches. I want to get the touchdowns. Let's hope Ayuk shines.
Yes. And another one of our receivers, Jawan Jennings, is injured. Oh, no, he's questionable, though, with a hamstring.
Yeah. Hopefully he can play. Yeah, he had a good game against the Rams, if I remember correctly. So third down guy, you hope that he plays too.
And another questionable one is Jason Verrett. He has not played in a while, like over years. So he's gonna get a limited role, of course. He's not gonna start right away. He might go in for a couple of plays.
Yeah, I wonder how much he'll play. He had a couple of setbacks during practices, so I'm happy that they activated him, and I'm hoping he can play because he played great for us. Was it 2020? And Pro Bowl caliber, and that's what we need right now because Mosley's out. I would love Verrett to slide into that cornerback 2 spot and be another shutdown duel.
Yes, that would be amazing. And this is not very important, but we promoted Willie Snead from the practice squad, and we elevated some players from the practice squad. Tay Martin, a wide receiver, and a defensive lineman, T.J. McGill.
T.Y.
T.Y. McGill. And we also waived Blake Hance. We got him from the Browns, I think it was. And he was on the active roster, but he did not play much at all. He was just in special teams when we were doing extra points and field goals for blocking.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is, so.
I'd like to play center when we first got him. I'd like to play center, but we didn't give him a chance.
No, maybe he wasn't good enough. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
And do you think Jimmy Ward's the play slot?
Oh, yeah, I know. He used to play slot earlier on when we drafted him, but I'm nervous. No, I would not. I do not want him to play slot. He did not. I think he got thrown 6 times last game, and he gave up 6 passes. So with the cast or splint on his hand, I don't think he hasn't played slot in a while.
Yes.
So
I'd rather have Womack do it or Lenore.
Yeah, totally. Especially going against Cooper Kupp. I'd want somebody who's been playing the slot for a while and who's been playing. Jimmy Ward hasn't played much at all.
I do get that you want to put a good player, like a really good player, one of our best players, on Cooper Kupp. I understand that, but he has a broken hand.
Yeah, and he's kind of out of position. He played best. I mean, he's a top 100 player as a safety, so you're putting him out of position. So, I don't know. Gibson's playing great with Hufanga. I guess they don't want to mess that up. It's kind of the rule is if you don't lose your starting job through injury, but it looks like he might have lost his starting job because of injury.
I mean, you stood against Gibson. No.
If Verrett can come back in and play corner, Lenore can go back to
Back up.
no, could go back to nickel.
Oh.
Right, he was playing nickel before.
Or should be Womack. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, yeah, Lenore was playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nickel.
So if that could work out, and I just don't know when you'll get Jimmy Warden. Then I mean, yeah, he's a good player. So I guess they want to get their best players out, even though he's kind of rusty and has a splint, and hopefully he'll be effective against Cooper Cup, because that is their number one offensive weapon for the Rams.
Yes. And now, let's do scores and predictions. So, how many passing yards do you think Jimmy Garoppolo will have? And how many touchdowns do you think he'll have?
I don't know. It's always about the 200 range. It's hard to imagine he's throwing for. I don't know. He did last time, but flukish. Usually 240. 246. Very random number. 246, and I'll say 2 touchdowns. Hopefully McCaffrey will get some.
Yes.
Receiving.
I will say 231 yards and 3 passing touchdowns, actually. 3 passing touchdowns.
3, wow.
Yes.
That's great.
3. And how about for rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, maybe? Christian McCaffrey, CMC.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know about predictions. I'm hoping. Let's just hope. I hope CMC will run over the Rams. Let's go. A great debut, full-time debut. 100 yards rushing for McCaffrey.
I agree. Actually, 110.
But but Wilson has been playing pretty well comparatively to McCaffrey. Is he going to have 50-50 split for carries? And if so, who's going to have more yards? Wilson had more yards last week. Great average. But, yeah. So, okay, so if I say McCaffrey will get most of the carries, I'm going to have to probably knock Wilson down a bit. I'll give him 55 yards. Yeah.
What? I'll say Jeff Wilson gets 40 yards only. And for receiving, Christian McCaffrey, 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I'll go 2 touchdowns for him. 1 receiving, 1 rushing. Let's go.
Me too.
Okay, so receiving.
Like I said earlier, touchdown for Christian McCaffrey and 30 yards.
Yeah.
And now say Brandon Ayuk, 80 yards. He proves he could do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping 120 yards for Ayuk. He'll go for a touchdown too. Yeah.
Has he ever gone over 100 yards?
Yeah. I think he
did.
Oh, he did recently. So.
And I think Juwan Jennings will get 50 receiving yards. And then I expect Ray McLeod to be in the slot. So, also, I think that Brandon Ayuk receiving touchdown. And Juwan Jennings receiving touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray McLeod, he just, gets 30 yards. And so what do you say?
I say I was wrong about Ayuk, and he the last time he got over 100 yards was the last game of last season, so it wasn't that long ago with the seasons, It was the last game, 107 yards. That's the only 100-yard game he's had.
And you want him to get 120 yards?
Yes. Oh, yeah, he's going against Jalen Ramsey. Oh, or he could be,
I mean,
since Debo's not in there, he's going to take the number 1.
I mean, yeah, Jalen Ramsey. Of course, he'd go to the best wide receiver.
Okay, let's just hope he has a breakout game and busts, Jalen Ramsey in the mouth. Yeah. So,
Juwan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings, the usual, I don't know, 40 yards. It's really, Kittle is something that he kind of broke out last game, so I'm hoping he continues on. I'm hoping Kittle will get like, let's do his namesake, his number sake, 85 yards for number 85.
Okay. And I will say for George Kittle, a receiving touchdown and 70 yards.
Yeah, so the main thing for me, I hope Kittle plays well and gets a good amount of yardage. I want to see McCaffrey because he looked electric in the last game. Give him a full game and hopefully he'll be...
And good blocks.
Yeah, everything, yeah. Let's set him free and run wild on the Rams. That's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm hoping for this coming game.
And let's go to defense. Sacks. A tricky one.
You know me. I'm a Nick Bosa guy, so of course
Everyone is.
Exactly. So it's a gimme already.
Yeah, I'll say 2 sacks.
I'll say 2 sacks for him too. Stafford will be easier to sack more than Mahomes, and their O-line is not as good as the Chiefs, and hopefully we get a comeback game with the defense. They're going to come back strong. That's what I'm shooting. That's what I'm hoping for. It's every week's different. Different persons comes up, and I'll do Drake Jackson. I think he did him last week, and I'm gonna say he got a good rush on Mahomes the few rushes we had. He had a good one on Mahomes.
Yeah, I'll say Drake Jackson to sack too, and then I'll also say a many who gets a sack.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Samson is coming, still has that little injury, so
revenge game.
Definitely. So, yeah.
Well, he got revenge a long time ago, going on the NFC Championship game. And who will lead the team in tackles? For Warner. Kind of basic, because you don't have Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, linebackers usually are the top.
Jerry Greenlaw's going to drop off the top 20 in tackles. He's like number 16 or something like that. So he's going to drop out, unfortunately.
I'll go Jimmy Ward with the most tackles. He's going to have to tackle Cooper Kupp a lot. Hopefully you can do it with one hand.
Yes, with a broken hand. Don't break it even more. And interceptions and fumbles. I'll say Jimmy Ward forces a fumble with his non-broken hand, of course.
That'd be great. That'd be exciting.
And then who recovers it? Jason Verrett. He's in that play, and then he recovers it.
Wow, that'd be a sight to see. Yeah. Let's go. I want to say Nick Bosa is going to do everything. He's going to cause a fumble, interception. Javarius Ward will make a comeback and intercept the pass.
Well, I will say Diamador Lenore gets an interception. And yeah, that wraps up for today's. Scores. 50 scores. I say. I'll say 30-20. Of course, we win.
I'll say 20-17 Niners.
Oh, that's a really close game.
Yeah, I feel like
we're gonna win by a field goal. Game-winning field goal with Robbie Gould.
I mean, our offenses neither have been great this year, so I'm going for a lower score. Hopefully, it'll be an explosion of scoring, actually, on our part, of course.
Yes.
But right
As
now,
long as we win, actually.
I'm just going by what they've been doing or not been doing. Hopefully, yeah, we'll get 20 points on the board. Hopefully more. So 2 touchdowns for me. 1 to Ayuk, 1 to McCaffrey, and a couple of field goals. And hopefully that'll be it.
Yeah, I'll say one to McCaffrey receiving and rushing, and 1 for Ayuk and 1 for Jennings.
4 touchdowns, huh?
Yes.
Wow. You just say 3 touchdown passes for Jimmy G, so that'd be great. Can't wait.
Well, yeah, now this wraps up for today's preview. Like and subscribe, and hopefully the 49ers beat the Rams and then keep the streak for the regular season.
Yes.
And goodbye.